Buying and selling prices are now live at foottrading.co.uk. Thank you to everyone that has subscribed so far, and thank you for all the positive feedback. We worked very hard on it over the summer. I'm glad to see you guys are enjoying the additions, changes, everything that we have done. But what do you get for your money? £10 a month gets you access to Tier 1. That gets you access to low budget fodder prices and prices for trading with chem styles, including shadows, hunters and anchors. That's players who have chem styles attached to them. Tier 2 gets you access to our fluctuations area that actively tracks the markets, giving you guys the exact buy price, the exact sell price. The whole website is updated for 24 hours. Every single moment of every single day, the website is updated to give you guys the most accurate prices possible. But if you can't afford to subscribe, that's completely fine. If you create an account, there are free trading guides that teach you guys how to work with the market, how to trade. Already got people making hundreds of thousands of coins in their first few days of the game. So check out foottrading.co.uk. But for now, let's get into the video. Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to a new video with me, Fuzzball40. As always, if you're new around here, subscribe down below and make sure your notifications are turned on so you never miss an upload. Just a couple of notes from me. First things first, if you want to join our Discord, it's completely free. A few of you have commented saying if you've got a Discord, the link is down below. It will always be free and open to anyone to join. You can get help with trading, grinding, meet people. It's an awesome community of really, really friendly people that just want to have fun playing this game. And for those of you that have subscribed to the website or are debating it, you've got until September the 30th to do so. If you want to be into the giveaway to win the rest of the year for free, you guys are making hundreds of thousands of coins every day on there. So we're glad for the great feedback. And thank you for all the new subs, the views. It's been unbelievable. So thank you, everyone. But this video is basically what I'm going to be working with on the RTG like normal. So far, we've gone over basically quite a lot on chemistry style trading, shadows, hunters. We're now going to add specifically looking at position changes and how they're important, because I think arguably position change trading this year has been even more effective than chemistry style trading. Now we're going to talk about how to position style trade specifically, but remember while you're doing that, you can also still chemistry style trade at the same time, and I'll explain that in a second. So what do we mean by position modifier trading? Technically is what we call it. Basically, what you're looking for is players that are normally a striker, an attacker, that have been converted down to a midfield position, and vice versa, a midfielder that's been converted up to an attacker position. Again, the reason for this is the same reason as it is with chemistry style trading. Basically, those position changes and position modifiers have a value, and people that know what they're doing know they have a value. So you expect to pay more, or you can sell them for more. Some people don't do that. They just go and sell those cards for what they pay for them, not realising that by putting that position change on there, it has extra value. So we're going to go and use our old friend, Gabriel Jesus, the same guy we've used so many times before to work with this. He's the idea of a brilliant card for this. So what are we looking for with these sort of cards? All you're really looking for is someone who is usable. So we talked about Rodrigo yesterday. It works perfectly fine for him, down to central midfielder, up to striker. We talked about Gabriel Jesus, like I've said. We talked about so many cards, and all you've really got to do is find a usable card, decent pace, decent all-round stats to work with. For example, today we're going to use is that Gabriel Jesus. That's the one that we really care about. That's Jesus Navas. I don't know how many times I've done that before. So Gabriel Jesus, for example. So we're going to go in first off by finding out what his rough price is on average. So that's not his rough price. You want to get a page like sort of full before you get a rough idea of where he's at. So that's not his average price. So you'd say, like, realistically, 6.5 is about what Gabriel Jesus is costing right now. There's plenty of pages on him. So 6,500 is roughly what he costs. Now what I would advise you do is just go and find out what he's selling for currently with a hunter on him. So you have an idea of that. Because you guys like to hunter trade, and it gives you a rough idea of where you want to be picking this card up for. So 7.3 looks like a relatively safe bet on him. You could probably get a little bit more overnight, maybe 7.4, 7.5. And then what we're going to go and do is find out what he sells for as a midfielder. So we've got a rough idea of what this card is going to go for. And give or take is about 8,000 coins. If you list this card overnight, you'll get 8,000 plus for him. We'll talk about listing afterwards, so you've got an idea of it. But roughly about 8,000 coins. So we know there's about a 1,500 coin gap between him with a normal card and with a position change on it, up to or down to a midfielder. And we know there's about a 1,000 coin gap with just a hunter on it. The final thing I'm going to do is check what he sells for with a midfielder and a hunter on him. It'll be a little bit more. It won't be masses more, but it'll be probably a few hundred coins more than what it currently is. So as we see there, a few hundred coins more. That one's gone already. See, they sell really quickly. So we know he's about 8.2 plus, give or take, again, with a hunter and a position change on him. So what you can do, basically, is, firstly, you can start by just doing midfielder. So you can start a Gabriel Jesus, midfielder, and if you don't want to get overwhelmed, this is where I would start. Compare price back out on him, and basically anything that pops sort of 7k and below, you know you can buy it. And that's fine. That's not a problem. If you don't want to get overwhelmed, that's the place where you start, basically. Because it means you're not going to get loads and loads and loads of cards coming up. You're only going to find something that is a midfielder, as opposed to it being a different one. The problem with this, as you're about to see in a minute, is you'll probably get kicked off the game quite quickly, because it won't just be these cards that pop. They do pop quite often, especially post 6 PM. You'll get quite a few of them, but you'll get kicked in a minute. So I'm not going to risk getting kicked because of the video. So I don't want to risk getting kicked for that. So you can start by doing that. But what I would actually do in this situation is I just get down to a point where you can have a few of them and not too many come up. And I compare price back out here because it gives you multiple options. It allows you to pick up any massive undercuts on him that pop on the market full stop. It also allows you to pick up anyone that have a hunter, anything that has even a hawk on him can do quite well. It allows you to pick those cards up too, especially if you're relatively seasoned at this. You'll be able to pick up quite a few of them. So for example, we picked up a hunter there, which we wouldn't have picked up if you just stayed on midfielder. We picked a hunter up there pretty easily. There wasn't too much demand for it. Didn't have to fight too hard for it. And again, compare price backing out. And at certain points, you will get kicked. You will get kicked doing it. It's just inevitable. And when you get kicked, just get back in the game again and you'll do it. It's not a problem. I'm going to go a couple more times on this before we see if it kicks me off. I don't really want to get kicked off during the video. I'm going to go a little bit slowly just because of that. Kick incoming, be warned. See if another one pops. Centre forwards can do quite well as well, just be reference. Check what he does with a hawk as well. This card does sell for a little bit more with hawk. It does sell for a little bit more with hawk. Alright, cool. I'm not going to get kicked, so we'll leave it at that. But as you can see here, some I bought earlier. Loads that I bought earlier on, basically. And again, we picked up this cam for 6,300. This one for 6,200. Again, I'll check what he sells with a hawk on him. This CM we picked up for 6,002. 6,003. And then we picked up the hunters along the way. And it didn't take me long to do this. It took me all of about 10 minutes to get these cards. And I'm probably looking at about roughly, give or take, 6.5 on that one. Probably looking at about not far off 10,000 coins profit. It's not hard at all. About 10,000 coins profit. What do I do with listing these? I list one at a time. Do not list more than one at a time unless you're listing overnight. We'll talk about that in a second. Above the value. We talked about this yesterday, but it's important. Another way you can pick these cards up, though, is again by flipping your filter. And here you probably want to be a bit more specific. So you might go Gabriel Jesus midfielder, and you might want to bid on them. Now, there's not masses here at the moment, but bidding on these cards is perfectly fine, and you'll do quite well by it. Because you can pick them up. And again, if you're new to it, it allows you to keep your eyes on the market and keep an eye on what you're doing. So let's say you go and pick up 15, 20, 30, 40 of whatever card it is you're working with. Don't all go and do Gabriel Jesus right now. You'll screw each other over. But you pick up X amount of those cards you're working with. Now, how do we sell? Like I just said, you sell one at a time. So put on one cam at a time, one central midfielder at a time, and one hunter at a time. And match the price on the market. It will eventually sell. Don't undercut the market massively because all you'll do is drag it down. If you list a 7-8, then someone else comes along and goes, right, I'll go 7-7. You then go 7-6. The market comes down. It doesn't need to. Be patient. They will sell. But let's talk about overnight selling, and it's important. At, let's say, realistically, 11, 12 o'clock UK time, right? All of Europe is asleep. Asia's not really on the game. In Australia, they're not really on the game at that point. It's really only America that are active on the game. That means that transfers drop. The amount of cars on the market drops, and there's demand still there, but supply is very, very low. The market always tends to rise overnight. It always rises overnight. So that's your opportunity to make a bit more coin. So if you see Gabriel Jesus selling for 7.8, 7.9, you could probably list for 8, 8.1, 8.2 overnight and make profit out of them. Now, if you're going to list multiples up, do not list them all at one price. Spread them out. 7.8, 7.9, 8, 8.1, 8.2, 8.3. If you list them all at one price, again, you'll hold the market down and you'll just get undercut. You want to let your cheaper ones come off the market, even while people are listing them, and then your other ones will sell too. And that's how you want to sell these cards. But move with the market as much as you possibly can. Because earlier on, when I looked at Gabriel Jesus, there were a load at 7.6 at midfielder. Lows and lows. Now there's only one. It's that one there. There's only one of them that's at 7.6. The rest of them are 7.7, 7.8, which means it's gone up a little bit. And as you can see, there's only one here that has a hunter on him. Only one. So you know you can list a little bit more over on it than you would list normally, without a doubt. It's not hard. For those of you that know how to chemistry style trade now, I suggest you just search Gabriel Jesus and do it that way. But if you're new to it, just do midfielder. Or if you're doing Rodrigo, just do striker. Or if you're doing Almiron, just do midfielder or striker realistically because it goes up and down. Just do one of them. Once you get the hang of that, then go and do 2 or 3 other things and try and get hunters and hawks and stuff like that. Stuff that does sell elsewhere. But that's basically how you trade with positions. It's unbelievably easy. It doesn't take a lot of work. You guys will nail it like you've nailed everything else so far. But if you're new around here, subscribe down below. Make sure your notifications are turned on so you never miss an upload. But for now, I'm out. Peace out. I'll speak to you soon.